What's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to talk about three things that I have been learning over the past several years and working on over the past several years and learning how to apply them throughout my entire game. They're not one move in particular, but they're three very important and unique concepts that work independently or together. So the three things are deflection, connection, and absorption. First off, we work with connection. So connection is a concept that I did a Hickson Gracie seminar a few years ago, and Hickson always talks about connection, 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 and I kind of did it from time to time, but I didn't really understand how to express it, and B, I wasn't doing it consistently. So once I had a seminar and I kind of started playing around with the concept, I realized exactly what it was, and I realized how much I was not using it. So there's a lot of times that happens where you have a smaller guy on top of you and they weigh like they're 2 tons. Or you can have a bigger guy on top of you and they feel not so heavy. So there is weight, and then there is connection. So making yourself heavy, and as you're making yourself heavy, understanding the angle where you're connected and how you're connected and where you're connected. Connection happens in a variety of different places. Standing, during self-defense scenarios, when you're trying to finish throws, things of that nature, there is connection. So connection happens everywhere. Deflection. Deflection is any time either A, somebody's connected to you, or B, they're in the process of doing it, or a punch is coming your way. You don't have to stop it. You can just deflect it. You can use your chest, you can use your shoulders. If somebody is pushing on your chest, I'll show this in a minute, you can deflect and then melt your way on top of them. So deflection works great. You can deflect guard passes, you can deflect kicks, you can deflect lots of different things. Absorption. Absorption is the one where it's a little tricky. Absorption could almost be called disconnection as well. So absorption and disconnection are kind of similar, but I still believe that they are a little bit different, and I'll explain the differences in each. So the first one I want to start off with is connection. Being heavy on top of somebody and being stuck to somebody are two things that I really try to focus on a lot when I roll, especially against really higher level guys, particularly if they are very fast. When you connect with somebody, you tend to slow them down. It's because it's like putting a 100-pound backpack on them. So it slows them down. So right now, we're basically at a point of 0. My weight isn't back, and it's not really forward. He is just now, boom, put his hands on me. Now, even if I have a little bit of weight on him, he can bend his elbows and I fall with him. Does that make sense? If he tries to push me away, I can go with him as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my weight. Ready? Go. So now I'm connected. Right? So at any point, no matter what he does, no matter what angle he tries to push me at, change the angle. Change the angle. I'm surfing. So the whole time, if you notice, my knees are off the ground. And I'm going to give him a break because he's holding all my weight. But that's the whole point. You want to use that weight to connect. Go. Boom. So now we become one. Now we become one. Now, how can I... See, if I try to use weight and power, I'm just going to try to collapse the frame. Does that make sense? Well, that takes strength. But if I combine connection with deflection, I melt. Boom, boom. And I melt. So instead of sitting here trying to... Resist, resist. We just deflect and melt. Simple. Or you can also use the concept of absorption. So as he goes to push, ready, push me. No, stay with me. As he goes to push, boom, boom. You feel it? So what I'm doing is, as the second I go to connect, he expects resistance. Yes? Does that make sense? Go. What am I doing?
You absorbed it.
I absorb it. So as he pushes into me, boom, I take the weight off, I shift to whatever angle I want, and now I can drive. Does that make sense? But it's very subtle, so it doesn't look like I'm doing anything. Yep. Another example of absorption is, say, for example, we're here, and he grabs my feet. So the feet are out, the knees are together. How do you sweep? You elevate the hips, and I fall. Right? So another example of absorption is I'm going to bend my knees here, and I'm basically sitting on his hips. My elbows are on top of my, my knees here. When he goes to elevate, I absorb. I do have the key to help me out, but go. I absorb. You feel it?
Yeah.
Harder. I absorb the energy. Instead of go, resisting, and fall. Go. And during that absorption, there is also disconnection. So for some of you guys that like to pass this way, I don't, but I can if I want to. The second he goes, I absorb, and now I can start to scoop. Why? Why is the scoop so easy? Because there comes a point of zero pressure. So as he extends, I absorb, and then he starts to do what? You're going to drop a little bit, right? And now we can grab, angle, head buried so you don't get punched in the face. We elevate, and now we can pass. That's old school, but that's just, like I said, that's just an example of absorption. All right? Deflection is any time you deflect anything. So again, we can use this example here. As he goes to push, I deflect it. So what am I deflecting with? I'm using my shoulders. Connection, right? It's deflecting. By changing the angle of my shoulders, again, if I go this way, same kind of thing. Because that puts pressure on your wrist. See what I'm saying? But what people usually do is they try to fight the power here. All you got to do is go around the power. Power, you can go around. Strength, you can bypass. Right? So, connection. Another way, you can stand up, please. We can talk about that. Is when we do collar grabs and stuff. Again, this is disconnected, so I shift my weight into him, which forces him to come into me, and that's where we catch. Boom, here. And again, I'm going to connect my hip here. So, you can do it standing, you can do it on the ground. Deflection, absorption, connection. So if I'm trying to pass this guard, and everything is tight, sometimes you want to be tight so you can get over, but sometimes it's easier when he pushes you away. Push me away. Now we have the space to pass. Does that make sense? So what did I do? What was the three? Which one of the three was it?
Absorption with deflection.
Absorption with, yeah, like basically guiding. So if I'm here and he's trying to push me, and I'm stuck, and then he goes to push me, I allow it to happen. I can allow it to happen. So you can connect and disconnect. Another example of deflection. Let's say, for example, I'm mounted and he's putting his forearm on my neck here. Push, resist. If I try to pass it here, it's going to be difficult. But if I absorb, it becomes easy. He's pushing my chest, and I try to swim my hands through. It's difficult. If I take the weight off, it's easy. Boom, connection, deflection. Why are you letting go?
Sweet.
Why are you letting go?
Because I'm expecting this, the pressure, the tension, and all of a sudden, gone.
Push. So I can go either way. What am I using?
Shoulder.
Leverage against the joint.
Leverage.
You feel it? Deflection. And then absorption is here. I disconnect and then readjust. So sometimes you have to go backwards to go forward. Don't just think you always have to go forward. If you back up just a hair to get the pressure off, then you can readjust your angle and go forward. And for the person defending, it becomes very, very difficult to gauge where you're at. So These are concepts that I try to use everywhere. Top, bottom, standing, wherever the case may be. I try to use these concepts everywhere. I try to use them consistently in every position I achieve or I'm trying to prevent. I'm working on these things to either A, achieve them or B, prevent them. So as always, thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel below. You can also follow me on Instagram at Strike Base Jiu Jitsu.